Rolling These 20's presents Philly by Night. Starring Liz as La Sombra Dr. Aretza Ser. Fair as Samdi Katora Baptiste. Ivy as Bruja Serenity Sanchez. Juice as Tremere Adelio. Mikey Mike as Bano Hakim Mingo. Lonzo Gonzo as Ravnos Oscar de Leon Ponce. And our weaver of disquietude and terror, Prince.
I hear it. You got us in there.
The old saying mentions the kindness of strangers.
No, this is not
and
the right one.
Our recording may have lucked out in that
Mind.
regard.
We're just jumping right in.
They've
there.
already encountered a seemingly benevolent member of the Camarilla.
Yeah, YOLO. See, I was all prepared for a thing, y'all. I was all prepared. I picked the wrong track. And so now we're just here because I was going to give y'all the last time on the Real Kindred of Philadelphia. And I had a thing. And then I picked the wrong intro music track. And it's all messed up now. And I can't go back. So, hello. Welcome to Philly by Night. Rolling to Deez 20's BTM John. I'm the storyteller, Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet. And it is about to be some shenanigans up in here as our crew heads to Elysium. But before we get jumping off into all of the shenanigans that will inevitably go down, let's start off first by thanking Roll20 for allowing us to be a part of their Spotlight program. We appreciate them for giving us all the tools that we need to run this game properly, included our updated character sheet. So y'all should see that in the dice roller, and there will be some dice rolls tonight. There will be. It is inevitable. And before we move on to intros, content warning, of course, Vampire the Masquerade is an adult game and thus contains adult themes such as violence, gore, mind control, loss of character agency, potential gaslighting, flesh crafting, body horror, drug use, yes. And in the case of Elysium, yeah, it might be some sexual themes as well. We'll see how that goes. So protect yourselves. If there is anything that you run into that you feel uncomfortable that happens in the episode, feel free to come back later. Watch the VOD. We have all of our videos up on YouTube within a couple of days of them being here, so you can check it and peruse at your leisure, I suppose. All of the players here are using safety tools. We got Uno cards that show the red, green, and yellow. So we ready. And this is a live show. Things might go off the rails a little bit at some point. I cannot prepare for everything, nor can all the players here. So we do our best to protect ourselves. And if something goes wonky, we might take a break. So keep that in mind. So with that said, let's let our players, our coterie, introduce themselves. And we will start with Liz.
I'm Liz. I will be playing Dr. Aretza Ser, Ari. You're a very high-strung La Sombra. Both of us use she, her pronouns.
Excellent. Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair. I'll be playing Katura Baptiste, your Hurkata social media influencer, and our pronouns are she, her.
Perfect. Next up is Oscar Lonzo.
Hey, how we doing? Lonzo Gonzo here. I'll be playing Oscar Leon Ponce, our Ravnos hacker kindred. Both our pronouns are he, him.
Perfect. Mikey Mike is out today, but we hope to have him back with the crew soon here. So we move on to Juice.
Hey, I'm Juice. No pronouns, just Juice. And I'll be playing our Tremere Aurelio Valentin, who uses he, him, and she, her pronouns.
Indeed. Serenity. Ivy.
Hi, I'm Ivy. I play Serenity Sanchez, the Bruja, who is still figuring her shit out and is curious to see how fuck shit this Elysium's gonna go. It's never quiet. Never.
So with that said, Ivy uses they them pronouns. Again, I'm the storyteller, and we're gonna jump into a recap. Liz, take it away.
All right. So last session, we had a lovely guest, Werewolf Fields, who played Delon, the Baron of South Philly, who had been trying to get a hold of Serenity, but Serenity had no idea who the Baron was in her phone. So she just ignored it. This is the best way to handle things. Just didn't go away. He messaged, "I'll meet you at the damn bodega," and showed up there, and same. Serenity let Katura and Ari and the rest of the crew know. And we all eventually met up down there. Serenity arrived first, and Serenity and Dolan got into it, as it appears that Dolan is very fond of Serenity.
Donal.
Even
Donal.
Oh, I've been calling him the wrong thing in all my videos too. Sorry, man. Donal was very fond of Serenity, even referring to Serenity as his sister later on in the episode. And most of the episode, once Katura showed up and Ari showed up, was Donal trying to figure out why his 3 ex-coterie mates have more or less ghosted him and started hanging out with the enemy, because in his mind, that is exactly what happened. Oscar and Aurelio were also there. They hadn't been invited, so Aurelio used Share the Senses and was chilling behind Ari's eyes. And Oscar tapped into the security cameras in the conference room in the bodega and was keeping an eye on things that way. They went up to Moyo Singh, the park where our last Masquerade breach was. The last big one. Well, not the last big one. We had a couple big ones, but the first one, I guess.
It was a different timeline. Okay, it was a different timeline.
The first big Masquerade breach. And they were hanging out there, trying not to draw too much attention, when the massive Zamishi David started walking past. They tried trailing, and David noticed and was like, "Y'all may as well come along. I'm gonna kick everybody's ass." They did let the bodega crew know, "Hey, incoming giant Zamishi." And there was a fight. David used the same language that Ari's grandsire did back in the OG timeline. "I'm the harbinger of your doom." And he brought some friends along with him for this attack. 2 kindred, zombie-ish, didn't seem to have too much of their own free will, and a giant hellhound, for lack of a better way to say it. The fight was pretty quick, all things considered, as Serenity got a massive fist of Cain directly through my man's chest, and he went down in a couple rounds. He, however, also managed to get off some kind of dominate that we had not seen before, or at least I hadn't seen before, basically trying to erase Serenity from inside her own head, which would have been a problem.
Brain, basically.
At that point, the session pretty much wrapped up. Aurelio had gotten a cut or 2 and took off back to his to her club, and Oscar was missing a good chunk out of his chest, his leg, something. People got dinged up, but overall, once we took out David, the giant Zamishi, things were over pretty quick. And that was basically where we had wrapped up. Very beginning of the episode, because I forgot to mention it, we were leaving Nightshade? No, Genesis. Genesis is Aurelio's. Genesis, Ale and Marie had their mind wiped in the episode previous, and Oscar and Aurelio had talked, Oscar asking if he could access the security cameras to find out what went on.
Indeed. So Oscar did find out a little bit. Um, the nitty gritty of it was nothing looked all that off kilter. Honestly, a couple of blank looks and kept it moving. As far as
But
the
if you know,
security
you know.
footage, but if you know, you know. Something was a little bit off about the whole thing, to be honest with you. But the crew has had a little bit of time to recover. There was obviously a masquerade breach with that whole situation happening in the middle of the streets. Even someone yelling some good old Philly language out the window, which is par for the course if you've been around South Philly before. And the crew has a few days of relative quiet before Elysium comes. And we will start our session actually on the night of Elysium. Now, I will say this before we get to our rouse checks and everything. All of you know that while the prince, the keeper of Elysium, and others involved may end up there earlier, most of the kindred outside of the most ass kissing of ass kissers show up in the later evening times. You know, being there before like 11 is just a little bit like, what's wrong with you? It's like showing up to the club super early and being that first person on the dance floor. Unless you really, really want that life, you don't want that life, honestly. So y'all do have a time to gather your thoughts, decide how y'all are going to enter, if y'all want to even come in together. Y'all know that this Elysium is also not the norm. The number of invites, the people who've been invited, the people you know who have been invited, are not the type of people you generally consider, hey, we show up to Elysium. This seems to be, while formal invites went out, this seems to be something of an emergency. So take that as you will. And with that, let's do our rouse checks. All right, Serenity passed. Oscar passed. Ari, Katura, and Aurelio failed. So let's start with Ari. Ari, maybe you're getting used to this by now, but it's still really, really strange. You're used to being talked to by your beast, and instead your beast is more of like a primal being, a entity, if you will, a darkness that exists within you. And before you are even fully conscious of your awakeness, you feel the shadows growing from you, creeping across the grounds, wherever you sleep, making, if there's any lights on in your home, flicker. The mirrors start to look fogged up and cloudy and dark. No better way to put it. Pitch black darkness, the darkest darkness you've ever seen. I'd imagine Michael's gotten as used to this as one can be. And you do notice, Ari, when he's around, that he has eyes of the beast on pretty regularly, just in case.
Poor man's living in a haunted house.
Sorry, a
And-
world like a Cthulhu or some shit?
You can react to this as you will, Ari.
I honestly, I just kind of open my eyes, sit up, and I'm like,
and the eyes open. And if anybody's looking at Ari, it's the black inkiness and the darkness going around the eyes, and kind of got to blink that away, clearing the sleep out of your eyes, sort of thing.
Yes, yes, darkness in the pit of my stomach. Come on, let's go. We have shit to do tonight. like talking to a pet that's acting up. Like, no, we're not doing this right now.
And it's almost like you feel a growl more than hear it.
Yeah, get over it.
Like a hunger that cannot be sated. Next up would be Katura. Katura, you wake and you hear, it's always work, work, work with you. Always. You never stop to think about me. That part of you that wants to just enjoy everything. You never take the time to smell the roses or the vitae that we can drain from the world. Imagine what you could do if you just took the prince. You have more access to him than anyone else. And we all know that you're more powerful than he is. At least you know that you're more powerful than he is. Take it.
We both know I've considered it.
Considering
But I
isn't
don't-
enough anymore.
Yeah, but I'm not really big into politics. I'd much just rather do my own thing. And honestly, if we were to be the prince, you would be unhappy.
No, you take the princedom and then you burn the city to the ground and revel in the ashes and spirits that are left behind.
Do I need the princedom to do that?
Just make the job a little bit easier.
I don't know if it makes it easier when people are asking things of you and constantly mad at you for bullshit.
Everyone's mad at you already.
True.
And then the beast quiets down after that. Aurelio. Aurelio. This is your time to shine, my friend. You have your library, you have a font of knowledge. Now you have Elysium. You've been invited. However roundabout that has been, you've been invited. So you have access to so much more. Breathe it in, take advantage of it. Carpe diem.
Yes, well, I finagled my way in. Plenty of people to talk to, plenty of stuff to learn. I imagine that I've woken up and I'm having this, I guess, inner monologue with the beast. Oh shit! Sorry, out of character. Do we have reflections in this world?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Unless
do.
you're,
Sweetie,
unless you're.
how do you think I look so good all the
Alessandra.
time?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if like what. Anyway, thank you. So yeah, I'm sitting at my vanity, admiring myself and talking to this, saying, yes, I've finagled my way in. Do I know what Belladonna and Sophia, how they feel about me going to Elysium?
Have you told them?
Yeah, I think a few sessions ago I mentioned
Just
that
making
I
sure.
was going to be letting them know. Yeah.
Probably some excitement.
Well,
I would
think
say
it'd
that
be-
excitement might be the best.
It's my first time. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. There's lots of opportunity, plenty of stories to be heard and told. as I'm, making sure my makeup looks good, that I'm patting down and using enough concealer to cover whatever recent wound that I had on my shoulder, as I prepare.
Excellent.
I know I need to be careful, but there's plenty of opportunity that could come from this.
Well, one of us will have to say it, but consider the power that you could absorb from one like this Calvin Breeze. They could throw cars. Imagine what you could do with that.
It's been a while since I've moved nimbly and gracefully like that. It's not a bad idea. Let me think on that as I check to
I love
confirm whatever
page.
whatever details we have about meeting up for tonight.
And
since he thinks he's my +1.
Yeah. You get a message asking, are you doing the picking up or is it gonna be me?
Shit.
If you take longer than
I'll make sure that you
30 seconds, you just get a like a bunch of pictures of cars that he has.
Oh. I take longer than 30 seconds.
Excellent. And then he's like, sports car, coupe, limousine.
Oh, and anything that doesn't have the top down, I can't have my hair getting messed up.
Got you. And you get a picture of a Mercedes-Benz AMG, which is basically a race car. It's definitely not street legal, and it's definitely not something you should be driving in Philadelphia because the streets are fucked. But this idiot will absolutely drive this car. It is beautiful.
Yes, I will see that beauty. I will smile and say, see you soon, as I think of Sophia's excitement in hearing that I'm heading there and how the beautiful car that I may emerge from.
Excellent. So, based on humanity, I know a couple of you have 7. So let's start this off with Serenity. Serenity, you're up first. And your crew.
Would I don't bring Paco was a bad idea, and I'm not even gonna say that. That's a bad idea just off the bat, but I just wanted to bring him along to places. I'd get dressed in Katura approved apparel. I feel like she just has a closet that is specifically like, this is what you wear to fancy shit that I've already approved that fits your style.
Yeah, it's in your house.
Right. Like I have like all the shit that she approved, throw that shit together, do makeup. I tell Gabs, just be nearby in case shit goes wacky, because every Elysium I've ever experienced goes fucking wacky really fast.
Okay. Are you sending out any messages to the crew since you're the first one up? And you know you're usually the first one up.
No, yeah. Me and Oscar are usually the first 2, I believe. So yeah, I'd send them a message. We going in together or separate?
Cool. You won't get an immediate response to that.
Nah, I'm running around getting ready, grab the keys of the bike.
And then Gabriella like stops you. She's like, you need backup for tonight. Do I need to be playing bodyguard outside?
I would prefer it, just in case.
You know they're not going to let Ghoul inside.
No, but you can be across the street, and if I text pick up now, you will both know what that means.
She comes up to you, and this is probably the most serious that Gabriella has looked, and she says, be careful. They will try to take advantage of you here. And don't be surprised if they try to mess with your mind. Be ready. Stay close to your friends.
one of the first Elysiums I ever went to, my then girlfriend decided to erase my memory. I think we're good. That is Tuesday.
Y'all are fucked up.
I came from a timeline where Methuselah was running around. Yes, I'm fucked up.
She just starts mumbling to herself in Spanish, sits back down, starts playing the PS5.
I was telling her to come with me, like, no, be outside.
She's not gonna go to Elysium until you go to Elysium.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was unaware if I was going out the door yet or not. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit.
Cool. Oscar.
Oscar wakes up. Gets raids the fancy blood supply that this Oscar has, because why the fuck not? Finds the most fanciest suit that this Oscar has, lays it out on the bed, and goes through 2 or 3 glasses of this fancy blood, just like making laps around the house, coming back and just staring at this suit, like mustering up the courage to wear it for like a good 90 minutes, 2 hours, and just muttering to himself, I gotta fucking wear this. All right, 5 minutes, and just walks around the whole house playing this. And in between that time, he goes to the garage and looks to see what to bring tonight. And he finds I might butcher the name, but Koenigsegg 1-1, nice, fancy ass supercar. He could pick that car out 15 minutes, no problem, but putting on the suit is taking him some time. He doesn't want to do it. He knows he'll look good in it. And that's the thing that's really annoying him. Is that he knows he's gonna look damn fine in the suit, just hates wearing it. So he finally puts it on, but he brings like some like his regular clothes and puts it in the trunk of the car, so that way like once it's all done, he could just change the fuck out of it, put it in his regular clothes, and then he texts everyone in the group chat, are we all going in together?
You would have
me in the bodega?
You probably would have gotten the message like from Serenity right before you sent this. Now, where to meet? I don't think Serenity mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm like, do you think we should all meet at the bodega or just meet there?
I think we need a plan, because if we're not supposed to know each other and all of this, we're gonna have to figure a way to coordinate.
All right, sounds good. Let's see what everyone else said. And
you know them, they sleep late.
I will add that it would be hard to deny knowing each other after the last episode.
Oh.
And Oscar
Take that
finally
for what
puts
it-
on the
what you
message,
will.
puts on the suit. He gets the courage to do it.
Excellent. Aurelio.
Mm-hmm.
You're the next up. You've had your spat with your beast. You know you're getting picked up in basically a supercar. What are you up to as you get ready?
Yeah, I'll respond and say, I have a ride, so I will see you all there. And once again, I will feel like this is a recurring theme. I wake up and before I text Serenity back, or I'll say I did that first, and then I'll switch back to the screen that shows all of my text messages, and I'll linger, and I'll tap on the one that says bingo. See you at Elysium? question mark, not expecting a response, but also hoping that clues him in, like, I'm going to be there. And then get back to, making sure that my outfit looks on point, which I'll describe when the time comes. And figure out how the hell I'm going to get into this aluminum can of a car that looks like it's a death trap, but I trust Calvin seems to know and love a lot about cars, so I'm rolling with it. I take a moment. Let's see. I'd probably be getting ready about my apartment. I'm not at the library, so I'm not really doing anything there. Let Ellie know to make sure that everything's good, and that once again, not to expect Mingo around for a bit tonight. Take some deep breaths and figure out.
You get a text message back from Mingo. Yeah, just you asked if you're going to be at Elysium. It's just no. Be careful.
Okay. Send. And just checking in with Sophia and Belladonna again. Sending them pictures of my outfit, seeing how they feel. Hoping that they get, like, I get the thumbs up from them, and that's pretty much it. I don't do a lot. I don't know what to expect. And I would have asked them for some advice or some thoughts on that, and adjusted my expectations based on what they said.
Yeah, Belladonna seems to be more like cool with what you're picking out, more comfortable. Sophia has more opinions, and you definitely like put on the same set of clothes a couple of times before she was like, you know what, finally, that sort of thing, which is not surprising to you at all.
Yeah. I just move, like, I replace like a set of earrings or something, keep everything else the same. One small thing every time. Cool. But I would have, as far as like expectations of what to expect from Elysium, we don't have to go into that on stream, but like what I would have done in the like 3 days leading up to this, and then tonight kind of just taking all of that in and readying myself, whether it's posture, whether it's things that I've learned from the different interviews that I've had with all kinds of kindred that I could use to my advantage in any conversations that come up tonight, etc.
Okay, we'll get back to that for sure, because I have a question actually revolving around that, and that's going to be for all of you. But we'll wait till everyone does their intros here. So let's bounce over to Katura.
Yeah, I languish in bed for a bit. Obviously checking my calendar, checking my messages, all that stuff. See Serenity's message, and I'm say, I do think we should have a plan. I don't know if we should go together. I think people know that we know each other, but I don't know if it's a good idea to go together just yet. But we have time, so everybody can let me know what you think. And I assume that Michael's on this text thread, so you can relay to Ari. What's up?
Yes.
And then I'll just spend like until I hear back from everybody. I'll just spend that time getting ready, like making sure my makeup's on point, picking out the right dress that won't be like, I know this is an emergency, so I don't want to be too over the top, but I also still want to look good and make a statement. And that's about it. Just also a little nervous because we just had a fight with a Sabat and going to Elysium, and just sort of like there's a lot of like thoughts swirling in her head about her relationship with the prince and all this stuff, and she's like, oh fucking maybe I shouldn't even go.
Ari.
Yeah.
What are you doing as you get up and prepare for this?
I wake up. I realize that I almost blacked out the house for the third time this week. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this sober. And I immediately go down to the lab and put morphine in one of the pigs and drain it.
Excellent. You're going to feel that.
Yep. And I would imagine I've been trying this for a couple of days, so I don't want to knock myself the fuck out. But I'm like, enough to not be an anxious ball who, accidentally blacks out a block when I walk into Elysium.
You are also aware this is going to have some effect on your rolls.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That's fine.
And draining the pig does nothing for your hunger.
For my hunger. No, I knew that. That's fine. I just
but Michael comes and he doesn't even like think twice about the pig thing. But he does say, Ari, I got a message for you. It's your sire. Braden. He said he's going to be at Elysium. He wanted to come and see you.
Is that unusual?
Not entirely unusual, no, but it's been a while since you've seen him, and I didn't know your relationship with him versus my Ari's relationship with him.
I would have killed my sire on sight if I had the chance. But we were able to work with each other well enough. From everything I've seen, your Ari actually liked him. So I will not kill him because that would be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, he's oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, they had a solid relationship from my understanding, sort of a father-daughter type of thing.
I never had a father, so I don't know what that means.
Okay, well,
I will be friendly and happy. Do I usually go with you? Do you usually go to this? Because I know.
Personally, I tend to avoid these sort of things, but if you want me to come, I'll be there with
you. Yes, please.
Okay, but I'm not wearing a suit.
Come on. If I look all fancy, you gotta look all fancy.
Yeah, I got like 30 fancy biker jackets in there.
No, when I'm like pulling on his arm, like, come on.
I'm gonna look like I'm going to a funeral. Those are the only suits I have.
It's a whole bunch of dead people. Just pretend.
Fine.
Thank you.
He just mopes his way to a closet. And they're like, he already has a small closet here. And so it's like all of these like biker clothes, jeans, some stuff just kind of like tossed in there. And then there's like this little section of suits, which you can tell you picked out for him. But they all basically look exactly the same because he won't wear anything else.
You're going to have to get used to it. And I just like boop off to go get dressed.
Sweet. So y'all have text message chain here. What are y'all doing? How are y'all meeting up? Are y'all just meeting up at Elysium?
I figured that we would meet just there. Probably the wisest. It's not like we can deny the other stuff that has happened, but let's not make it too weird.
I agree. Yeah, that like us being seen together, I mean, we could come up with reasons for that. But I think it would be a big red flag if we showed up to Elysium together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will add that over these past few days, you have gotten confirmation that, as best can be done, the cleanup for the Masquerade breach has been done.
I think I would have like. I mean, do we know if like our names are out there in regards to this Masquerade breach?
No. What you've heard is that you were filming. Basically, the word is what you worked together with the Prince's people on is that you were shooting a basically horror themed makeup commercial.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, I mean, if they already know, then I would have been like, hey, we were attacked by a Samishi, just so you know. Like,
oh yeah,
we didn't have any choice but to fight back, or he was going to kill all of us. And possibly the people around us.
You get fairly short responses to this, like, I know, we'll talk about it, sort of thing.
Okay. That's all. I just wanted to, like, just being upfront, like, because I just, again, still traumatized by the last time somebody breached the Masquerade in her name, basically. So, yeah.
Sweet. So, this time, your Elysium is not at the City Hall. Your Elysium is going to be an art museum. This is, I would say that, Katura, you would know that Prince Cole has moved Elysiums a few times because of paranoia and trying to protect the Masquerade. And there has been some dangers, some threats to him. So moving things just so that people aren't able to get a good jump on things has been sort of his MO. And y'all Elysium will be at the Barnes Foundation, Philadelphia. And I will link y'all.
Yes, Ivy, you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to let us finish with his description.
No, go ahead. I was gonna just make.
So I remember Serenity was apparently a part of a plan to kill the prince. That's not happening tonight, right? That's not. Did the coded message say like we're enacting the plan tonight, or like when was this plan actually supposed to happen? I'm still figuring that shit. So I don't like would there have been any message like confirmation of like, hey, we're doing this tonight?
Unless you ask, like, I suppose you wouldn't know that because you have not exactly been in the loop on a lot of things, Serenity.
I feel like Sir just would probably be like mess like, is the plan that when was that plan supposed to happen? I remember like I would message them like, when is it supposed to happen?
And you get a message back saying you were the one that was supposed to give us the go once you had it in.
Didn't remember if I gave noted. I forgot whether that was my idea or not. Anyway.
Is that so you don't have it in, or
we're not doing it tonight? Not yet.
Okay.
Let's find out what they're doing first. Then we can plan around.
And then you just get a message back from Kelvin. It's like, my money isn't on them saying, "Hey, we need to fight the bot."
Right. But they might know something we don't.
They're a bunch of fuckwits. I'm only going because they give us free food.
And you have a date.
Stay out of my business.
Make me.
Wait, no, just this.
No, this is the anarchist
Anarchists just talking to each other.
WhatsApp sort of thing going on here.
Sorry, I spaced out. Was that Calvin though?
Kelvin.
That was
yes.
Kelvin. Yeah, Kelvin was
Kelvin.
God, is it so?
Calvin
Sorry.
was someone else. I understand your confusion though.
So this is KE or CA?
KE.
Kelvin. Okay,
Kelvin.
so he hasn't picked me up yet.
No.
Serenity was teasing about having a date with you.
So given that y'all have time, y'all are separate, y'all get dressed to the nines. And there's been no plan. But I do have a question for all of you as a storyteller. Do any of you have etiquette at 3 or more?
Does 0 count?
2 or more.
That's where I'm at.
1. I have 1.
I've
When
got two.
I don't have any.
I've got 2.
Depending on
That's what
how
points
you
that to.
gauge the use of presence or awe or stuff like that, I have 2, but stunning also gives me a +2 to any social roles.
It will give you a +2 to social
yeah, I have
roles.
stunning. Yeah.
However, that's just in more of a convincing sort of thing, but it doesn't actually
Okay,
make you
fine.
knowledgeable in Elysium etiquette, which makes this a whole lot of
So
fun.
no. But I could if I use my XP right now, but I won't.
I could too, but I'm saving it.
Nope, I've
So-
just got 2.
I'm at 1.
How are y'all arriving?
Well, first of all, my dress, it's a blood red gown that has a lot of sheer bodice and a sheer skirt with like a mini skirt underneath. And like red floral appliques. Yes, first of all, yes, exactly, Juice. You know me. This is a priority. And then my hair is kind of like, I think probably like swept back a bit. And I arrive, in like 4-inch pumps, 4-inch stilettos. I arrive in a black Rolls-Royce Ghost extended car, driven by my driver.
Good choice.
Yeah, alone. I'm just languishing in the back, having a nice glass of blood before I arrive. Whet my appetite a little bit.
Excellent. Perfect. And when you go into Elysium, you are greeted warmly. They ask for your invitation, which I assume you
Yeah.
give.
Yeah, I pull it out of my clutch.
And the person at the door is, you can tell the clan. But as you see other people walking into this place, some people are letting it all be. Like, you see some people that, some kindred here have to be, as old as you, maybe a little older, because they're wearing designs from back in those days.
Mhm.
Which you can see on some of the people, especially some of the anarchs who are here, who probably showed up early because they don't know how Elysium works really. They're getting some really uncomfortable looks as they see some of these white women in these gowns that they're wearing. I'm just saying.
Mhm. Like these fucking antebellum gowns. It's like, oh, I know exactly what kind of home you grew up on.
Yeah, it's looking like some shit straight out of Django Unchained here.
It's some Gone in the Wind shit. Okay.
and you got some people looking like they about to go Django on somebody over in here.
I mean, Katura included.
Right.
But she keeps her composure.
You're not really familiar with a lot of the people here, Katura, which you suspect might be because, well, you don't remember. But as you're walking in here, you see the princess socializing, talking to people. He looks incredibly serious tonight. And the sheriff, who is I would say maybe a medium height woman, maybe like 5'6", 5'7". She has a shaved head. She has waves. And she's standing very close to him. She's wearing all black makeup and she's wearing a suit. Just a black suit, black t-shirt, black slacks, and a pair of all black Air Force Ones, which is the thing that stands out to you probably because the Air Force Ones do not look new.
Yeah, I see the creases.
And she's saying that like a respectful distance away, but close enough to know that like she's on guard.
Right. Okay.
And once you walk in, she kind of cuts a look at you. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't seem like particularly like dangerous look or anything like that.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it was like hostile.
No, just more like look of recognition that you're here.
I've been clocked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's go to Relio. Relio, you've been picked up from your apartment in this vehicle, which you can tell, even for you and your fancy likes, this is a bit absurd. And you hear him long before he actually pulls up because he is not making any like he's letting you know that he is driving a supercar, essentially.
I'm sure.
And you just
I roll my eyes, but I also smile. And I assume, okay, well, I guess that's for me. Yeah, so I grab my stuff. I grab my separate skirt, realizing it's probably not going to be comfortable to sit with this, but I have it ready. And I make my way down, alerting my usual folks of Sophia and Belladonna that I'm heading out that way. And I guess I greet Kelvin.
Right before you get to the car, you get another message from Mingo says, seriously, be careful. I know these places.
Take another deep breath and be like, kill him the vibe. I was doing okay. And I will respond and saying, well, I would be more careful if I had you here to watch my back. And I still haven't told him that I've been injured. And I don't know why I'm picturing Aurelia with a flip phone because she would not have a flip phone. But she does the equivalent of like, I'm done with this, flipping a non-flip phone. She like, whatever, she like shuts the screen off and sticks it in her bosom. And yeah, goes to meet Kelvin. As I leave the building, I take one look at my outfit and kind of take a look at the tattoos and kind of appreciate myself before getting in the vehicle. In a reflective surface, maybe like a mirror, or not a mirror, but like a really shiny like window or something that's like floor to ceiling.
And Kelvin sort of like lifts his car door up, and then you just see someone walking by. He's like, yo, get the door for her. Do it. And you can tell he's using like awe to make this random passerby or stop. And he's like, yeah, you okay? And then you see the door open for you. And this person just waits for you to walk out.
Yeah. I hold my I hold my clutch. I'm like,
and
I don't say thank you. I just nod.
This person is like, I don't know how to open that. It goes up. It goes up. Pull the handle up. And you see the person kind of like feel the door, grab the handle, and then the car door goes, lifts up. This is expensive. Yeah, it is. Don't break it. Don't slam it once she gets in either.
And I'll say, yeah, relish in the moment. And I will step in. I will also use my awe before I say relish in the moment, and smile and get in the car and kind of do one of those, like I put my hand like behind, the back of his head. I don't lean in for a kiss or anything, but kind of just to acknowledge with a hi as I get in. And I think at this point, I feel like it could be, if it wasn't clear, like, actually, you know what, you could tell me. I don't know how Kelvin would respond to that. Like, I feel like I've moved from this whole like romantic interest to like, we're more like, I'm like a mentor to you, and like you're cute, like you're a project.
I don't think Kelvin's smart enough to recognize that, honestly.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's not.
Cool. Fuck, cool.
So he smiles at the, rubbing the back of the head, and Kelvin
That's fine. I'll ride with that. Yep.
Is dressed like he's going to a music video, honestly. Like he is dressed.
What does that mean?
So he's wearing very expensive torn up jeans that are all black. He has a black designer t-shirt on. Some design you maybe seen before, maybe not. He's wearing a sort of almost maroon colored vest over it. And he has a bunch of like bands and watches and stuff on, and he's wearing probably like 6 chains.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that door flies up and I see this, that's when it clicks. And I'm like, oh shit, he's a baby. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm there. My hair is up and kind of coiffed at a bit of an updo, kind of off kilter to one side. I'm wearing a golden bodice, like a golden girdle, and I have a tiara. I have a scepter with me, and just wearing red thigh-high boots, heels, of course, and let me make sure I'm getting this description correct. Please hold. Yeah, I have the scepter. I have a standing collar, which I realize I'm not going to be able to get into the vehicle with that. So I remove that as well and have that with the...
Yeah, you definitely not in this car.
Yeah, I removed that. And so now I'm like walking down, looking fierce, getting into this car. I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. So I have to take off this, I have to take off this other thing. So I have the collar with me. I have the skeleton of a hoop skirt, no fabric over it, just the hoops and just the frame of what would be a hoop skirt. I have plenty of like a bejeweled necklace that's thick and chunky going down my neck, tons of rings and bracelets, and the boots as well are kind of bejeweled a little bit. And I have a cape with me as well, that looks like a matador cape, that is also red, matching the boots. So now I walked out looking and feeling fabulous, and now I'm like, okay, wait, hold on, I gotta like stack this on top of this on top of this and get in the car. I'm like, okay, now I'm good.
Yeah, I was about to say, good luck getting in that car with that hoop skirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had separately to begin with, because I knew I probably wouldn't be able to get in, but now I'm thinking like, oh shit, I have to take everything off. Got it.
And this person that got randomly, you know, accosted on his way out is just waiting at your door as you get all sorts of prepared to get into the car.
Yeah.
And you notice Kelvin is just kind of like staring at you through this whole time, and then he's just like, "You look good. You look really good, actually.
I know. Thank you. So do you.
I got you a thing, and I dropped a link in the chat, but just a little something I picked up, you know. Hopefully you like
I
it.
genuinely look surprised. And sorry, I say, oh, gold? How did you know?
I took a guess, you know.
I put my hand out.
Puts it around your wrist.
Thank you, darling. I have something for you too.
Really?
And I reach into my clutch and I pull out a red card that has some silver writing on it. You know that place that I've been telling you where I think you could probably learn a thing or two if you'd like to expand your audience for your OnlyFans page? I'd like you to come with me to check out this place for yourself so you can see what it's like. I think it's best if you go with someone that's a regular there and that might be familiar with this kind of place. And, you know, maybe have a little fun along the way.
On that, and he's like, I got questions, but I think I'd rather be surprised.
Oh, I'm happy. You know, consent is paramount in a place like this. So I'm happy to
Yes.
answer any questions that you have.
Yes. Enthusiastic, yes. You ready?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, he just peels off. Let's bounce over to Serenity.
I mean, Serenity's not exactly in a rush to get there. She's more like her entire thought process of going than I was just fuck to see what the fuckery is. So she'd take her time getting ready, find out if any of the other arcs she knows of are going, and then start heading out with Gabs. Probably around 11, actually. Like, I'm in no fucking hurry. They can wait for my ass.
So you're gonna have Gabriella drive you?
I mean, she's gonna be the one with the bike.
She's not taking the bike.
No. We can reroom. No, okay.
Yeah, and you probably haven't been paying enough attention necessarily to Gabriella to know, but she has a bucket. Like, she comes out with like a 1996 Honda Civic. That's still going.
Does it look?
So what?
How dinged up is this thing?
It looks like it is a Brujas car.
You know what? If it's the Bruja vibe, why the fuck not? And Serenity is wearing a slim black dress with the little three strap openings on the side with like they look like rhinestones on this one. And there's a strap up here. She has done her hair, has her classic leather jacket. She is in fact wearing the classic white boots with the black like sole. She worked very hard on a cut crease makeup look, and she is proud of it somehow. And she is entirely prepared to look like a badass and go to the thing. Honestly, her probably has like a little wallet thing on it just because she does not want to bother with the bag.
Gabriella is like, you really gonna get on a motorcycle in that?
It was the idea. Yeah, no, this is gonna rip. You're good. I'm going with you. You're just gonna have to drive me because this thing's gonna rip, and I'd rather not have that happen.
Yeah, this car, like, imagine that vehicle that has like the old, like, you open it up, there's water bottles, the old McDonald's things and jumping off in here. That's kind of
God.
Gabriella's vibe here. Doesn't really think
Okay.
about the car too much, just as long as it works, sort of thing.
Right.
And she has to like clean shit off the passenger seat so you can sit down. Essentially, there's like
my
clothes
God,
on
she's-
here, old
she's my
cereal
friend Lane Cowboy.
boxes. Like,
Is this where you put them?
I mean, what do you want from me?
I will not judge you. I would suggest cleaning it out once or twice, but like I'm not gonna force you to do jack shit. Just drive.
It smells fine, and it does.
This is
It
true.
does. The car smells fine.
It's just dirt.
It
It's just
legitimately
everywhere.
smells like Fruity Pebbles, but like, it is junky.
I love your brain. I love your brain. Oh my god. It does smell like Fruity Pebbles in here.
And when she drives you to the Barnes Foundation, you pull up to the valet parking, you definitely get some looks, and you notice that no other car looks like this one. And when valet come to like take the car, she's like, no, I got this. Be careful.
I'm gonna be careful. I will signal. You're fine. Have some fun while you're out. Not too much fun, but you know.
Yeah, fun. And
I get out the car.
She looks like she thought about like skirting off, and then she looks at her car and she's like,
Not anymore.
it just kind of rolls out.
Okay.
Love that Serenity gets dropped off like you get dropped off at like a homecoming by your parents.
It is literally that same sort of thing. You know, you see the
But-
people like standing outside with their fancy glasses and stuff like that. And then you see Serenity just pull up in this dusty black old Honda Civic. There's like should have been retired at least 10 years ago. And then you see Serenity step out of it and you're like, this person does not look like they belong to this car.
That Honda Civic has absolutely not passed any emissions test for the past 5 years.
Mm-mm.
No, yes.
Hell no.
Serenity makes a note in her phone. Remind me to have Katura give Gabriella a car.
Car
Or
has
at
at least 2
Or at
busted
least
CV
ask about
joints.
it.
Old of you to think Katura likes Gabrielle enough to do that.
No, but she likes Serenity enough for her to at least hear her out.
Oscar. Honestly, Oscar, you're surprised to be invited to this thing. You're like, I'm a Ravnos. We don't get invited to shit.
He's gonna pull up, come out. He has some real nice black shoes on, gray pleated pants, a nice lighter gray vest, and a gray jacket on. He looks real nice cut up, like he just, got fresh. Nice little cufflinks on it, just like a 2 little blood droplets for his cufflinks. Silver. Tosses the keys to the valet and just walks inside, stays towards the back and just to watch people come in, just get a sense of what's happening in Elysium, who's here. If he happens to see anyone or hear any names that may sound familiar to him, but being the Ravnos that he is, he's just going to be in the back towards the shadows. And as soon as like he gets in there, gets comfortable, he's going to bring his phone out and just put in the group text, like, just everyone just be on your best behavior. We don't know what the hell we're expecting here, so if you gotta bounce and boogie, make sure you find your way to do so. We're on our own in this one. And do I see my sire?
You do not. Oh, a thing of note to make sure that you all know this. Once you get to the door and get through security, everyone is required to submit their cell phone.
So I send this message as soon as I step out the car. Retcon that.
As soon as you walk inside, you have to give up your cell phone.
I assume would like either Sophia or Bandana would have, probably Sophia would have told me that.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I think if I knew that or had any inkling of that, I would have just left it in the car.
Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure y'all know that is, and I've been pushing that's one of his big rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have known that, and I just would have left it in the car. Like,
Cool.
not because I don't want to trust somebody else with my phone.
Oscar
No.
didn't know that, and it's definitely given it to someone else, but Oscar's phone's secured up, so.
Yeah, your phone is probably one of the most secure in here. But you notice they put them in a it looks like a safe. And Oscar, you can do the first roll of the night. I would say roll me a wits and awareness. Wits and awareness seems fine.
All right. Difficulty 2? None?
No difficulty. We'll see how high you go. You can just put 0 down for the difficulty.
4?
That's great. That's good enough. Basically, Oscar, you see this safe that they put them in, and basically they put all the phones first into like a case that has rolls that you just slide the phone down into a slot, and basically they give you a ticket, sort of like they would do for a valet. They put a cover on top of it. Once they're done, they stick it in a safe. The safe seems to be lead lined. Ain't no signals get in or out of this thing. They're taking their security very seriously as well, Oscar. And they're making sure all of the phones are off before they go in here as well.
Are they asking us to power it off, or are they powering off themselves?
If you don't power it off, they will make you power it off.
All right. Power off the phone, hand it to them, grab my ticket, put it in their jacket pocket.
You make your way in. I believe last we have is Dr. Sarah.
Right. Ari is in probably similar to Katura, at least color-wise, deep red. Form-fitting down to the floor. Sleeveless, probably with a deep V. Almost kind of like Aurelio said, a relatively chunky necklace with a whole bunch of gems, diamonds and emeralds probably. And her hair is down and straight and falls probably to straightened mid-thigh.
Yeah, I think can we all take a moment to breathe?
No,
I think,
I'm a vampire. I don't need to breathe. Wow, I'm going to use the voice I was using
I don't
earlier.
get the choice to breathe.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Michael is struggling right now.
Divorce your husband.
No,
Mary
no,
Katura,
Hide your
divorce your
life.
husband.
Yeah, and she is, makeup on, smiling, and she's like, okay, well, Jerry can drive us, right? Yeah, we still have the Range Rover, right? We have the Range Rover. Okay, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. I called Jerry. We'll take the range. I told Sarah to be on the lookout on security. I think Sarah be. Wow, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're ready.
It's probably not going to be fun, but it'll be interesting if nothing else. I hope there's no werewolves this time. I'm gonna have to tell you that story.
Werewolves. Why would there be
Yeah.
werewolves?
That's a story from a different lifetime, but I'll tell you about it when we get home.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And you get your ride there. As it stands, both of you have invites, so this is all fine and dandy. And has everyone gone inside? Because there are people hanging out outside, but I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I think I
yeah,
would when
I
I
think-
get there.
Yeah.
I would have done
Okay.
a scan both outside, and if I didn't see either, because I guess I never really asked, and whatever, I never asked if Sophia or Belladonna would be there. I would just do a scan to see if there's anybody that I recognize, people I've interviewed, people from the Labyrinth, people from Genesis, people that have been to the library, anybody that I recognize outside of these folks on stream before heading in.
You see Alexa actually outside, looking pretty awkward. Here, she's just wearing like a long white dress. It's plain, and she's like got round, thin rimmed glasses on. And she's just standing outside with her face buried in the book that she borrowed.
And I, as I was looking, also, I'm doing just my general scan using my Kindred iconography lore sheet to see if I can like clock people's clans based on what they're wearing or anything else, just to kind of have that in my back pocket. And then I see her, and I'm like, in my head, I'm just thinking like, this motherfucker got an invite and I didn't.
You do see several people that you can immediately clock for Toreadors. Immediately. They have apparently coordinated their looks. So every single one of them, there's 4 of them out there, and they all have something with a rose weaved into their clothing.
Of course.
And they are basically, as far as you can tell, gossiping about what people are wearing as they walk towards the entrance of the foundation, kind of giggling and basically being mean girls.
I clock that for sure. I start thinking about like any historic tales or tales of myth and legend that I might be able to pull out of my back pocket to get their attention later with regards to my another lore sheet of mine that I can send to you. And if I don't see the folks that I'm looking for, I will clock Alexa. She's looking lost. She's got her nose buried in the book. Does she look like, can I tell? I guess I can't really tell because there's no like physical like card invitations that you're handing to anyone, right? I can't tell if she's been invited or if she's just hanging out there trying to
get
like
to the
sneak her way
place
in.
where you're in, because the way the Barnes Foundation is, there's like a like walk up, and then it curves off to the side, and then curves off to another side to the entrance, right? She is on that second curve essentially, so she had to be invited to get this far through security.
Great. I'm gonna put my awe on again, and I'm gonna try to. We getting this night started early, y'all. I'm gonna use my entrancement on her to see.
Now you do know this is against the Elysium rules.
Do I though? I guess would they have told me? Would Sophia or Belladonna have
Yes.
told me to not use powers?
That they say if you use powers, don't get caught. That's the rule is you don't use powers at Elysium, but
Everyone
the
basically
way it
knows
actually
Halo.
works is don't get caught using powers.
Right, but
at
like,
Elysium.
am I at Elysium or am I outside of Elysium?
This is all considered Elysium.
Ah,
But you can make this move. With charisma based powers, these are the ones that are easiest to slide by.
fuck it, I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
So they need to make, hold on. Composure and wait. This affects, yeah, composure and wits. And I've had my awe on. Charisma and wits. Trying to understand this lore sheet. Nope, not charisma and wits. Your composure and wits. I'm charisma and presence. Got it. Okay.
Tell me what you roll. That's
I
what
need-
she's gonna have for
I need to
difficulty,
ro-
right?
For yeah, it's a contested for extra
Yep.
dice. It's more than 5. So do I just roll 5 and then roll 3 more separately?
Yep. Just add 3. Not a bad roll. I suspect that she will blow willpower here. Considering.
Oh, I can't read my outcome here. Hold on, turn off night mode. Okay. There's 8 successes for me.
Okay. Then it works.
Great. So yeah, I'll as we walk by, I will see this. And we're like, Alexa, darling. Oh, fancy seeing you here. How's that book going? How you liking that book?
It's great. It's wonderful.
I brought a book to Elysium. Oh. Did I a book about cults and such. Fascinating topic to bring to a place like this. Are you here with anyone?
Technically, no.
Oh, honey. That's so sad. What brings you here then? What connections do you have that may have gotten you invited to spend some time here with us?
And you're using the transmit, right?
Yes.
And what exactly are you trying to do with your entrancement? I just want to make sure that I have the parameters of this.
I'm basically trying to get on her good side here to get as much information that I can out of her. Basically have her like me enough to spill the beans on anything that I tell her.
When you ask her this question, she says, I'm here for you.
Oh shit. Oh no, honey. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. I know I look quite alluring. You look. It's a cute dress. Is it vintage? I think that I meant more specifically like what everybody knows everybody here, right? Like everybody knows somebody. What's your connection to any of the groups or factions or anyone that might be around here? How'd you get an invitation?
You don't understand. I'm here for you. I'm here to make sure that you get invited to the chantry.
Kelvin, sweetheart, could you
Calvin is
hang out?
like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know, sweetheart. I think maybe she's been to the labyrinth and watched my performances, and maybe I mentioned something about a chantry in one of those. I don't know. Just hang around for a second. I'll clear this up and I'll be right in with you.
Okay, I'm gonna just go grab a drink. You need something?
No, I'm good. As long as I'm okay to get in now that we've cleared up that I'm, we are together. You are my +1. I'll see you soon.
I know they got those fancy drinks in here, like the last
Mhm,
time they
yeah,
told me
great,
that
lovely.
Theo
Yeah,
Bell like requested the white tears flavor, and I was like, I got to get in on that action.
Is he going to be here?
No, I don't think they'll let Theo in.
Okay. That makes sense. I'll see you soon. And then I give him a little peck on the cheek and then head back. At this point, I have my cape and my hoop skirt on. And so I wrap my cape around her shoulders and just walk with her a little bit and be like, sweetie, darling, that's quite lovely. Thank you for showing up. So tell me more. Who else might be here? That I know you said you're here by yourself and you're here to make sure that I get into the chantry. Where? What? Why?
Because you're a Tremere, and I felt like it was wrong, and several of us felt like it was wrong that you were just left on the outskirts of, being a part of us. And I know this has something to do with your sire, but we want to make sure that you're using your powers to the greatest of their abilities. And you've clearly accumulated a bunch of knowledge yourself, and we want to make sure you have knowledge of everything that makes a Tremere Tremere.
You are a tough one to pin down. I'm usually really good at identifying how folks are connected. Are you also Tremere, Alexa?
Really? And now she looks genuinely confused. She's like, do you not recognize your own? Who taught you how?
I unerringly just keep on looking at her with a sweet smile.
And she's still in trance. This is just genuine confusion coming off of her at this point. It's like, so you don't know?
No, sweetie, you must
how to
be
read auras
doing
or see. Oh, well, yeah, you really need to be a part of the chantry. I can't wait to have you come in and meet everyone. This is so exciting. I get to know more than somebody.
Oh, honey, it's not about knowing more. We just might know different things. Is this
you
one
clearly
of the,
don't know anything about blood sorcery, but you're going to learn. We're going to make sure you do.
And that's what I was just going to say. It sounds like this might be in the realm of blood sorcery, which is something I'm definitely interested in learning more about. I have no shame or qualms about admitting that. I have actually been interested in learning a little bit more about that, but I'm sure you might also not know much about, other disciplines that we might not normally have access to, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, darling. And I put one hand on the side of her face and kind of gently pat it.
And you see that the roses all kind of looking over and chuckling at you too.
This has been lovely.
I don't really know anybody else here, so I was just waiting for you to show up. Because that's what I was sent here to do.
Okay, well, lovely. I'm here now. I do just want to say though, before we figure out what to do with this new information, and I'll just lean in very, very gently, non-threateningly, and just whisper in her ear, if you ever use anything special against Ale or Marie again, you know that moment of glee that you just had when you felt like you knew more than someone else? That might be your last. See you inside.
She goes, oh, that was supposed to be a threat.
Oh, threats have a risk of failure.
Oh, you're going to be so liked. I can't wait.
I turn and leave.
Aurelia, you might not make it to the chantry because if she talks to Katura like that.
Cool. And as you are the last one walking inside, I think this is a great moment for us to take a short break. Give everybody a chance to stretch their legs, go grab a drink, run to the potty. Let's get back to what happens on the inside of Elysium, why this Elysium is even happening right now. So we're gonna take a 10-ish minute break, and we'll see y'all here soon.
Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way. Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way. Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
If you're new in town or just new to this whole podcast thing, you're tuning in to Law by Night, the podcast that discusses all things vampiric with no fear of breaching the masquerade.
That's kind of crap. I want to do that again.
Now we're back. Sorry for the random podcast that came on in the middle of that. I was listening to some vampire stuff, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're back. Back at Elysium. Shenanigans are happening. Someone got entranced, so someone's already broken the rules of Elysium. See if that has consequences. We don't know yet. But you all have made your way into Elysium, and it seems that at this point they are trying to get things rolling. And y'all have been to Elysium in different timeline. It doesn't seem to move this fast. Generally, they like to have a little bit of pomp and circumstance, you know, that sort of thing jumping off to get rolling. But it looks like the prince is trying to get people into their seats and take a place up front. And there are some people in here serving drinks and stuff, so you all can bring your hungers down to 1 if you so choose. You do not have to drink here. It is a choice.
Aurelio will observe and see that this seems to be customary here, and despite Aurelio's resistance to drinking, you know, the Capri Sun pouches, this seems to be like a important thing, and so will consume.
Yes. Excellent. And without any sort of announcement or anything, the prince gets up in front, goes up to a mic, does a tap, 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 tap. Can everyone hear me?
Tasting.
Excellent. Good evening. I am Prince TJ Cole, and I've gathered you all here tonight because we are in a bit of a crisis. As most of you may know, unless you've completely been living under a rock or unliving somewhere completely off the grid, the Sabbat have shown up in our city. Some of you have dealt with them directly. Some of you may have not ever seen any Sabbat incursion in any city they've ever been in. I personally have dealt with the Sabbat never. This will be a test of my princedom and my experience, and thus I brought all of you here. I don't mean to conscript anyone, and being here is entirely by choice. If you choose to run, you have the option to do that. No one will be held hostage. However, if you do choose to stay and fight back, there is no turning back once the decision has been made. We have to fight back. Everything that my sires told me, and those who are older than me and have been around to see Sabbat incursions, they won't stop unless we stop them. That's why many of you who may be considered enemies or friend adjacent, if you will, you have been invited as well. Some of you have experienced fighting the evils that the world will bring against us. I need that experience. We need that experience. This is bigger than the Camarilla, the Anarchs, the Independents, your clans. None of that matters. When 9 feet tall monsters start to appear in your city and hounds the size of horses show up and attack the people, we have to work together. And so we built something of a task force. But we need recruits. You. Again, the choice to fight or not is up to you. But there will be rules. As you may know, here within the Camarilla, we have a strict no phones and many communication technologies have gone back to what many have complained about me, antiquated ways. But it doesn't seem all that antiquated when the Second Inquisition is breathing down your throat. And as my intelligences have told me, they are. They have traveled around the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, and are making their way along the East Coast. They will come here. It is inevitable. And if the Sabbat are here, it is even more inevitable that we protect ourselves. They will be looking for our language and our cell phones. They'll be using every single bit of technology that they can to get to us. This is why I offer the option to run. But if you don't, whether you are a Sabbat, whether you're a Camarilla, Anarch, or Independent, these rules will be citywide. They will be enforced. I will go to every barony, in which case I've tried to stay out of your baronies. I can no longer do that. The city is my responsibility, and I will take charge. So you stick around and play by the rules, or you leave. I really am sorry that it has to be this way. But this is not a game. I do not wish to see you all tortured and taken and destroyed, whether or not you plan to kill me or not. And you get a little bit of a side-eye glance, Serenity, as he says this. I don't have anything else. For further details, you'll talk to Sheriff Asia, and she will give you all the information you need on the task force. But for now, we have an Elysium. We have rules in place to keep us safe. We have had several people work to make sure this place will be safe from any attacks. And I want you all to take this moment to enjoy yourselves, because in the very near future, we will not have those. Thank you. And he steps away, and you see there's one person sitting by themselves who just starts to there's no one else clapping, but he's just, well done, my man, well done. Yeah, That's what I'm talking
Oh, Lord
about.
Almighty.
I want to get a good look at this person. Yeah.
You notice that he's sitting at a table by himself. First off, he is.
Well, I'm picturing this person looking like Michael Cera. I don't know why.
Honestly,
God,
I was using a random character generator, and he kind of looks like me. So take that as you will. He's short, curly haired, light skinned. He is wearing just a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. And he's just sitting there clapping away and then sipping at his cup. It's like, none of y'all found that entertaining either? Come on, man. And then the chatter starts to happen. And this room goes from being quiet to just talk.
Loud.
You know, the sound of a bunch of voices all at the same time.
I would like to turn to Calvin and kind of just like get a gauge on Calvin, especially in the conversation. Oh, Calvin, God damn it. Breezy, not even Breezy, it's Breeze.
He goes by Breezy. You can use
that. At the moment that he says something, it doesn't matter if you're Camarilla or Anarch or Independent, because in my head I'm like, who the fuck is he to be saying what the Anarchs should and shouldn't do as I look to him. And then once I gauge that reaction, I want to look over to wherever the mean girls are sitting to gauge what their reaction is.
Well, my reaction is, no, I'm kidding.
Calvin just snorts when he says this. And I imagine that Baron Denal also kind of just like, you're right, sort of thing.
Oh, every Anarch there is.
Denal is here?
Yeah.
We know that. He's in the background because Werewolf is not here.
Okay.
Aurelio comes with one man, leaves with another.
Oh, Denal is not here. Never mind. I mixed that up. Denal is not here.
Okay. I see someone that looks like Denal and then
like
realize quickly.
I will say that
the
our old Thin Blood Baron also here and looking very confused about all of this.
What happens when you put like an 18-month-old on the fucking Baron seat?
Sorry, can you say that again about the Thin Bloods?
It's James, the Thin Blood Baron is here.
Yeah.
Thank you. What was his demeanor?
He just looks confused by all of this.
But the mean girls, did you say what they were like?
They're just chitter-chattering, but you already know that this rule has been in place for all of the Camarilla since he's taken over the city, essentially.
And so I would gather that they're probably Camarilla.
Yes.
Aligned.
Absolutely.
Okay. Got it.
So, y'all are free to talk to people. You know that there is a Bruja Primogen, Toreador Primogen, Ventru Primogen, Sombra, Malkavian, and Tremere. What is Sonia or
Sophia?
Sophia, I'm sorry. I just a bunch of names to keep in my head. Sophia is here, by the way. Belladonna might be here. Belladonna is known to be able to change faces.
I while I was looking for her earlier, knowing that, I wouldn't have been surprised to not see her. I also feel like she might be here, but I also feel like it's from what I know of her, she might choose to like say fuck it and like not show up.
It would make sense for her.
Yeah. So like I'm not gonna stress if I don't see her, but if I do, it'd be cool. But thanks for letting me know that Sophia's here.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still the only Hakata here?
You are
that
the
I know?
only Hakata that you know here. Brayden is here. And once he sees you, he waves at you.
Oh no.
Oscar, your sire is not here. However, in one of your flashbacks, you saw one of your mooks. They are here. They are serving tables.
Oscar takes sight of this and just stops and just like looks, tilts his head, kind of like, a curious dog. He'd be like, interesting, and just.
Are you trying to like meet eyes with this person?
No, I'm not trying to meet eyes with this person. I'm just like, well, that's just thinking to myself like that's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Playing, going through that little flashback and seeing this presence, the present outcome now. I was like, that's kind of funny right now. And I'll just go back and find like a large group, large gathering, and again just kind of stay away, unaware, and just kind of take in the conversations being had, see what some folks are saying, what their plans are, if they agree with what our prince said.
I mean, so here's the thing. You don't have to make a wits and awareness check because people aren't exactly keeping their feelings secret on this for the most part. Essentially, you notice as the room starts to break out into cliques and groups, the Anarch group essentially is like, absolutely not. We'll fight, but you aren't telling us what to do, essentially. And the Camarilla group are like, business as usual. And then there's a handful of randoms, a mixture of both, who are just like, we're getting the fuck out of the city. The Primogen Council is essentially talking with the prince. They have their own table, but they're not like keeping people from coming over to talk. So if you were to step over there, they're letting some people step up. Some people, they're absolutely just like GTFO. Prince, the sheriff, Aja, is basically just shutting some people down. And you get the vibe from this that there are the people who regularly just come up here to have these moments to bitch and complain, essentially. And they don't have time for that right now.
Could you describe? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Real quick. Are there empty tables around where this is happening?
Their table?
Yeah. Or are they
No.
like in their own table, nothing else around them kind of deal?
They have their own table kind of separated from everybody else, so you can clearly see who's up there talking to them.
Okay. Is there anywhere I could get above? Is there like a second floor I could get above, kind of look down and hear what's going on?
Not in here.
No sort of like
I mean, you climb up a wall essentially, maybe, but
there's sort of like art installation nearby that could kind of like pretend to be looking at the art but listening in.
Can Oscar hide behind a painting and
Can I hold a painting up?
yeah.
Like a frame over my
like
face?
carve some eyes, carve the eye holes out of a painting and just
I want to give you a picture of this room so y'all have an idea what it looks like, because there actually is a picture of it.
In the bottom corner, there's an Acme label.
Everything when we're done with this part.
You can go ahead and ask your thing while I'm pulling up this picture.
I mean, I'm going straight to Calvin and sitting my ass down next to him, being like, "So, this go how you expect?"
And I think that works because I would have gone off. I would have eventually gone off, and I was trying to pay attention to basically ask if you could describe the Toreador Primogen, the Tremere Primogen, and the new sheriff. So you can do Serenity stuff first, though.
Did describe the sheriff earlier. He's about
He's the one with the,
5'7".
Black
with the
Air
shaved,
Forces.
yeah, shaved heads and black Air Forces.
Yep.
The one who gave the side eye to Katura.
So what was Serenity trying to get to? I will do the descriptions here in a second.
Basically go find Calvin and be like, "So, lovely evening we're having so far."
You expected something different? I already knew it was gonna be some bullshit. Like I said, I came here
I
for
mean,
free food.
Yeah.
And the scenery is kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Points over at Aurelio.
Oh, how's that going?
Shit, it must be going good. I'm me. Come on now.
I know. I'm asking. Lightning can strike. You never know. I mean, I'm sure
Faster
the
than
obvious.
lightning.
I'm not even going to comment on that. Okay. I mean, I believe we're all in agreement that that's a fuck no, right?
I mean, what part?
The part where he claims to talk for us? I mean, I'm assuming this is already all known information. However, I'd like to vocalize it.
Just say your piece. Get up there and go on the mic.
Oh, they'd love that. They'd love any reason to throw us out.
They're not gonna stop you.
Could I have meandered my way back to Kelvin at this point and overheard some of that? Do I have to roll something to see if I overheard that?
I mean, where were you going off to?
I would have stepped aside to kind of just get a scope, this being my first time here, just to kind of lay of the land and get like a good visual descriptor on people that I could eventually check in with. And if I would have seen Serenity checking up to Kelvin, I might have started making my way back in that direction as a way to pass off like, oh, we're meeting for the first time because you're with my +1.
We met at you met Kelvin at your
Y'all already
club
had
with
this.
all of us present.
I'm talking
No,
about you.
they're
You know-
trying to pretend. No, they're trying to pretend to meet you for the first time in front of all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll say you can do that. That's fine. Does anybody else have anything they're trying to get done during this time?
I'll probably go talk to Brayden.
And Michael looks at you. He's like, "You want me to come with, or you got this? You're not gonna kill him, are you?"
No,
Not in
that
here.
would be in very poor taste in here. And honestly, I didn't kill the one I didn't like, and I have no reason to dislike this one, so it should be fine.
Okay.
I think I'm kind of just mingling around the room, but I'm also like, I want to talk to the prince, but I don't want to have to talk to the prince in front of his stupid fucking council. So I'm like trying to make eye contact with him.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna go around and resolve these things. Oscar, anything you're trying to do while you're here, outside of do some sneaky shit?
If this is what the room looks like, I
Yeah,
don't think there's much
it's,
else
it's
I
not a
can-
whole lot of place to hide. There's just tables in here, essentially.
not much else I could do. No, I think Oscar's just gonna. I recognize Brandon, right? Do I know who Brandon is in relation to?
No, I
I
think
don't
I think he was a ghost in
He was
my
in our-
head by the
By
time
the
you came around.
Yeah.
All right.
You would have
Um,
never seen Brayden because Brayden was blown up.
In that case, I think Oscar has pretty much everything he's going to do here, and I'll just kind of sit or stand by the exit and just wait till one of the coterie members comes out to kind of just like bump into them on the way out.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, then back to Serenity and the approaching Aureliel and Calvin. And Calvin's just like, you just going up there. Don't look like you even turned the mic off.
They're gonna already know our answer. There's no point in wasting the energy.
What if other people believe that they're doing it wrong? This is the best place to, say there's another opinion. We got all these people in one place.
Oh my God, hi. And I extend my hand out for a greeting. Kiss the ring. No, just a general greeting.
Hi. She just shakes it.
I'm confused. What is this? Like,
I don't even know, but
I'll just whisper, just go along with it, sweetie.
Hi.
I guess.
I don't think I think he's got the right idea. You might want to listen if you lean in and or whatever. I'll mutter this under my breath and be like, remember what I said, fake it till you make it. And I don't know that the old Serenity would have just taken this sitting down. They're looking to you for leadership and guidance.
I got a better idea than just getting up on the mic. Get everybody, we're going. If you know everyone are here that you know them, grab them, we're going. And we're showing them. Fuck this shit, we're out.
I take a breath and I'm like, oh, even better. Drama.
Do you mean like going, like leaving this place, or going like
no, you
going to
dumbass.
Jersey or something? Like, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, because I really ain't trying to go to Camden. Camden sucks.
I mean, we're not. Basically, what I want to say is, you want the anarchists on your side, we negotiate. You don't talk for us.
I snap at my side.
Okay.
They want our help. They can come ask for it. They don't get to enforce their shit on our turf. And I will stand by that.
I think that is a marvelous plan. And as far as the counterculturalists in this place, I would say we probably feel the same way. And I'll look around to see if there's anybody that has been admiring, for example, the piercings or tattoos that are on my back.
Roll me a I want an int and intelligence.
God.
Yeah. I want intelligence and awareness this time, actually.
I want the worst stat you have. Great, thanks.
I'm not looking at your character sheets when I ask for these checks. I'm just saying to roll some dice for.
That it was what made sense. Unfortunately, you just suck at it.
Yup. No, actually, it's not my worst, but it is one of them.
You got above a 2, you should be fine.
At least a couple people are definitely eyeing you.
Okay, I'm going to willpower this though, so maybe it's more than a couple people.
Okay.
This is 3, right?
You can only do 2 if one's blood dice.
2.
Oh.
You can't reroll blood dice.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay, thanks. Okay, a couple people.
You got a couple of admirers. essentially like they look so vivid.
Okay, so not like anyone that recognizes it, but they're just like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah, because they recognize
Okay.
that something is special about these. I'll put it like that.
Can I look at them?
Yeah, I guess as I would have put my arm out, you would have seen there was a little bit, because you've only seen really my wrist, like from my wrist to my hand.
Long
There's a
sleeves are
bit of-
usually what are on.
Yeah. I have a tattoo, and if you would have been walking around, anybody of you would have seen I have a full like back tattoo from my neck all the way down that goes up to like my biceps on either arm of what looks like a phoenix, but if you look up real close, it's actually a peacock. It looks like peacock feathers, and in the eye of each peacock feather on the tail, there is a like a stud piercing where each eye is, and it looks like the phoenix rising from ashes, but you can't really tell if it's a peacock or a phoenix or a peacock, whatever.
Peacock.
And
I don't think that's where we were going with it.
it's very elaborate. It's done in like a Japanese art style, and I have it just covers my entire back and goes along like the upper half of either arm.
Yeah, Serenity probably would have turned your arm to get a better look at it. Like, nice.
Gladly would have given you the twirl.
Well,
is this symbolism? Is it supposed to be symbolic of anything that we would know of?
Might just be a cool tattoo.
That said, for those who
actually,
go ahead.
Sorry, if I could just say, I feel like it would look familiar to anyone that out of character. It would look familiar to anyone who met with the real estate agent from the old timeline.
Oh, so it's like kind of reminiscent of her work. Is that what you're saying? Or
whatever she had on her body, maybe.
I don't remember.
Well, the way I think
just reminiscent. It looks, yeah, in that same
okay.
style.
Same art style. Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay.
However, if you are trying to look more into these tattoos to see if there's something else there, I would need an intelligence and occult roll.
Nope.
Is that anybody who's seen them or just the people who are around?
You notice that these ain't like Kelvin's tattoos, for example.
Okay.
I'll just put it like that. There's a big difference between Kelvin's tattoos and the tattoos that Aurelio has. You don't know the details of why they're different, but just looking at them, you can tell.
What is my negative to rolls right now?
You would be on intelligence rolls, it'd be -2. Your brain is a little bit cloudy.
But yeah. That's still 4 dice. I'll see if I can come up with anything.
Difficulty 4, by the way.
Oh, for everybody trying to roll?
For anyone trying to roll on this.
Okay, well,
I'll
re-roll.
I noticed that my last roll had it was just never mind.
What do I have to do? I have fluid manipulation, so I'm just gonna roll that.
Not enough.
I got 1. Never mind.
I got the same thing both times.
I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend willpower.
There's something enchanting about these tattoos. You just don't know.
They look really nice.
Yeah, I'm like, I look and I'm like, oh, that's cute, and then I like go about my business.
Fuzzy. Brain is fuzzy.
What are you? Okay, so Serenity, are you just gathering the fleece and getting the flock out of here, essentially?
More or less. I'm waiting to see if they'll notice and say something to everyone who's clearly Anarch before we go. Nah, they don't care.
You don't get that vibe at all. I will say, roll me a wits and awareness roll. A difficulty of 2.
What's an awareness, you said?
Yep.
No, God. Difficulty 2, you said?
Yep.
I might reroll though. Well, I got 2 actually. Never mind. I got
Difficulty is 2.
something.
I'll put it like this. This will be a statement for y'all that no one else cares about. You get that vibe that the Camarilla here don't expect anything from you. So if you walked out, that would be that would be as close to any expectation of anything. Because basically they've already written y'all off.
Maybe you had the right idea. And I could start and
Of course I'm right. I'm the most confident motherfucker in the world.
yeah, you are. Come with me.
What?
Come with me.
You want me to rap? I
No,
don't think I
you-
got a freestyle ready for this one.
You dumbass. I just need more anarchs to follow.
Oh. Hi.
Come
I
on.
give him a little pat on the booty, like, and I will make my way
he
to the
goes
people
up.
who are admiring
He like
the
fixes
tattoo
his
and all
clothes.
that.
Like, my goals look good.
You look fine. You
Alright,
look
cool,
as
cool.
and
I'll head towards the people that were admiring my tattoos. Sorry, carry on.
I get up close to the table. I don't go right at it. I leave a little space between us.
Okay. The mic is kind of offset of the table. And you don't go unnoticed. I'll put it like that.
That wasn't the point.
You definitely see Aja tense up as she looks at you.
Serenity just holds her hands up with no weaponry or anything of the sort, like just a statement.
Fuck that's supposed to mean? No, how you fight.
If I thought it was worth fighting in this dress, I would have done it already. And and I walk back and I keep going.
Okay. And Prince Cole looks at you, Katura, during this. Oscar, I know you've been keeping an eye on one of your mooks here, and you notice something odd. There's a TV. Rolls out a TV on a cart.
Like that kind from elementary school.
Yeah.
It's fancier than that. It's actually a big old flat screen on here, but essentially the same idea.
A modern day like teleconference thing.
Bouncing over for a second because I really want to get to this. Ari, Brayden kind of meets you halfway, and he's like, "Ari, darling, it's so good to see you. I've been working so hard, and I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to get back in town. But I figured if there was any moment to come see you, it'd be now. In these trying times. But what can we do?"
Right? This is going to be interesting, to say the least. Oh boy.
Are
Where have
you
you
doing
been? What
okay?
have you
Like,
been
is
doing?
everything good? Like,
I don't know. We ran into the so he mentioned the big 9-foot tall thing that was running around. Yeah, we ran into that. That was a mess. Terrifying. It was horrible. But everything's been okay. It's been quiet. Well, aside from that, obviously.
how's the surgeries and stuff going? I've heard you've come up with some new techniques. You've been
Yeah, I honestly, I might have been overworking. I lost my temper a couple times lately, but I took a couple weeks off, so I should be, back on my best.
so. How are things with you and Michael?
They're going fine.
Are you sure? I mean, if he's not treating you right, I can have him
He
taken
put
care
on a
of.
suit for me and everything. Like, it's fine. Don't worry. Where
Kind
have
of
you
looks like a
been?
gorilla in a suit, right? Really, I
You
don't.
be nice.
Whatever makes you happy.
What have you been
Chicago
up to?
has been
Chicago.
very interesting. But we're establishing a more inclusive Camarilla, if you will. Me
Okay.
and Sierra have been working together instead of apart, which we've been known to do. Bump heads a little bit, but after a discussion with Tally, things are better.
I have a feeling they had to be if Tally is getting involved in it.
Yes.
He has a way about him.
I see Prince Cole has taken a page out of Prince Jackson book. A
Yeah.
little extreme for someone so young, but
I kind of look around and I'm like, I have a feeling. I'm just curious how many wars he feels like fighting right now, really. Like, to be fair, the first time an Anarch steps what he considers out of line and then retaliation and retaliation. I mean, it's none of my business, but I don't see that going all too well.
And Raiden kind of cocks his head and looks at you, gets a little close. He's like, "Are you high?"
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine. No judgment. It's your day off. You do whatever you want to do with your time. I mean, I've dabbled more than that. Sometimes you deal with Sierra. Fine. But I really wanted to check in on you. I did not know that this situation was going to be why there was an Elysium, which was kept from me, which we'll have to have a discussion about once I get back home. But do you need anything? Are you and your friends planning to stay, or?
Honestly, I've been in Philly my whole life, and it would be very, very much against kind of everything I am to leave. And really, the technology thing isn't all that difficult for me.
I suspect you'd say that. Well, I have a few connections. If you need some advanced weaponry, I may be able to help you out. You'll just have to make sure that you can get it through the port.
Impossible.
I believe in you.
Take care of it. It's not a problem.
Are you sure you don't need anything else?
Nothing I could think of, but I know how to contact you. So, unless you've changed things.
Well, we were using pigeons for a while for short ranges, but now we've moved on to drones. They're actually incredibly effective. You just have to have someone who's really good at piloting them.
I just remembered something. I had an idea. So, and I will kind of launch into a quick and very energetic explanation of what I found about, where is it? Microtech. I would really, I don't know. I know how stuff acts around us. And I think I have a couple ideas for how to, or at least I have a friend who has a couple ideas on how to make it so that it actually functions, which granted at this moment is probably like the exact opposite of what we want, but it could be very helpful in the future. so we don't have pigeons.
Let me know. I do know a few VC companies that may be able to help out. As long as you don't mind a bit of blockchain, Bitcoin finagling, it's all business.
Yeah, it always is. Okay, it was good to see you.
I'll be in town for another day or so. I have a bit of a discussion that we were going to talk with the prince and some of the Primogen Council just about some connections with working with some of the Chicago Primogen, but should be all
fine. Let me know. Let me
one
know if I
quick
can do anything
question.
for you. Yeah.
Just between me and you, and he gets in really close. He goes, "Is your business partner having intimate relations with the prince?"
Not that I know about.
Okay. Well, that's all.
Okay. I know there's not much I can do, but if you need anything, just tell me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, let me see if I know anybody else here before we take off for the night, because this is a lot.
Cool. Serenity, what were you doing? Are you just walking past the table and keeping it moving? That's it?
Well, where's the mic?
Oh, it's like right near the
On the
table.
table.
Not on the table. No, it's like off to the side of the table. Probably about, I don't know, 15 feet or so.
If Age lets me get that close, I'm getting to the podium. Not anything. Not even touching them.
And as Kelvin walks by, he just what's up? I'm Kelvin Breeze.
That is actual last name. Oh my god.
They just kind of like look at him like, okay.
It's still on.
There's a switch.
Turn it on.
And as soon as you turn the mic on, you see Aegis start to walk towards you, and Cole just grabs her arm.
You want the Anarch's attention, you got it. But if you actually want us to do anything you want, I would suggest you negotiate.
And the chatting starts to go down. And now all eyes are on you.
How many barons have you actually talked about this plan of yours? That is my curiosity. How many actual Anarchs do you think are willing to just listen to you?
He's stone-faced. He doesn't say anything. And Breeze is like, talk your shit, Serenity. Talk your shit.
That's everyone's problem. I think that's the one thing everyone can agree on. But you want the Anarch's help? I would suggest negotiating before you start talking. And I turn it off and I walk away.
Katura subtly dabs a tear from her eye. She's so proud.
And then Serenity, with her jacket in hand, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other, Prince. Have a good night. And I am putting on my jacket and I'm grabbing everybody and we are leaving.
Hey! And the one dude that was sitting by himself was like, that one's got balls. That one's got balls for sure. And then like all the Camarilla kind of just look at him like,
I go get my phone. I tell Gabs everything went okay. Come get my ass. And I tell Kelvin, do you need to go back for Aurelia?
oh shit.
You're
yeah,
here
probably.
with someone, man. I'll ask Aurelia if he wants to. We'll talk.
Yeah, y'all go. Like you made the statement now. Y'all just roll out.
Okay. And I don't know if we have a handshake, but I go to hug him real fast, like the.
Yeah.
Like I hug him, and I'm
I like that.
we'll talk, and I go, and I go in the car. As soon as Gab pulls up and I'm in the car and we start driving, I'm like, holy fuck! I don't know if I did that right.
And Breeze goes to get up. Not Breeze. Prince Cole goes to get up. And then a woman at the table gets up. It's like, hold on, Prince, I have this. And you see her, and she is wearing a what looks like a silky red dress. She has medium length blonde hair, blue eyes, very pale. Pear-shaped kind of, but she looks stunning. Honestly, she's pulling this dress off amazingly. And there is a rose that goes down it, and you see the split on the side of it as like where the thorns on the rose would be, kind of like poking out on the split. So it looks like the thorns are coming off the split and the dress. It's a pretty cool effect with the rose. And she gets up in front of the crowd.
A gag.
And you can tell she puts on immediately. And Cole sort of gives her a look, but I do need y'all to roll to resist this awe. And
-2.
No,
Is
actually,
that
you get pluses to charisma.
Hey.
Charisma and intelligence, I think. No, composure and intelligence.
Composure and
intelligence.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Ah, dang. -2 for that though.
Yes, you do.
Fortitude.
But unswayable mind gives me a +1.
Let's give you +1.
So it's only -1. Okay. So composure and intelligence.
Yep.
I'm
And
gonna
the difficulty
willpower.
on this is 5. This is her one.
Willpower. How many? I'm sorry, I ask this every single time. It's only up to 2 that you can reroll.
Up to
Or does it
3,
matter how many?
as long
Up
as
to
you
3.
have
Okay, great.
3 non-blood dice that are
I
counters.
do. I actually succeeded on my blood die.
Where is? Because I don't think I've done a reroll yet. Where is the reroll?
Okay, great. Oh my god, perfect.
You just go to the top left corner, hit the dice button up there, and then just
4,
Oh,
5,
dope.
6, 7.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
I have
manual thing.
I have 7 successes.
you are unswayed.
I won't make it.
Oscar is enthralled.
You said it was a 5?
It is a 5 for difficulty.
2 more. I got 5.
I did
Excellent.
not.
So Aurelio, Oscar, y'all are both entranced by this woman.
Opposite ends of this gallery.
And she goes, some of you may not know me, but my name is Elizabeth. I am the Toreador Primogen. It is to be expected that some of us will find it difficult to swallow the rules that are needed in order to protect this city. It's understandable. However, negotiation is not really an option. When we know that phones are being tapped, internets are being intercepted, they have the technology to get past us. None of what they're using is secure. So when the Second Inquisition comes, they will find you. And they will kill your friends. They will hold them hostage. They will interrogate them. They will torture them. And then you will come running back to us and you will find that the doors will be closed.
I'm sorry. Juice is closing the camera. I'm sorry. It was just a perfect timing thing.
And it was. And that was the end of her little speech too. And she drops all and goes to sit back down. And you just see Cole just sort of have like a long sigh. And instead of standing up to talk more, he's just like, if anyone asks questions or they want to talk to me directly or to the rest of the Primogen Council, now is the time. And a few people stand up and you hear the same sort of complaints. Well, I was just going to affect my business. Are we having any other people helping us? Yada, yada, yada. And these are like quickly answered. Yes, we are getting more help. We're looking to talk to Justicars and others to help out the city, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do everything we need to do to defend Philadelphia, blah, blah, blah. Do any of you approach?
I want to approach, but I can't think of what I want to say, what to say.
Could you also describe the Tremere Primogen?
Yes. Yes. Okay. The Tremere Primogen is a. Okay. Yeah. So the Tremere Primogen is a brown-haired person. They're actually wearing what looks like a fucking wizard robe. They are being that extra. It is a like a dark navy blue color with what looks to be like blood red rings around it that almost shimmer around the cuff of the robe. It looks like he's maybe mixed race. And once he takes off the hood, you can tell he's looked at you on multiple occasions.
Okay. So after departing from Calvin and Serenity, I had a moment where this is my first time here. I'm distracted by everything that's going on. People are scoping out my tattoos. Someone over here looks like they got a dope ass outfit. Serenity just gave a momentous, had a moment on stage. So I'm like distracted by a million things, checking out the Mean Girls. I'm like, no, take advantage of this moment. So then I walk up to the stage, trying to talk to Elizabeth. And I guess as I'm heading in that direction, maybe someone else has gone up to Elizabeth.
It's just Elizabeth, no E.
Elizabeth. Pass. Nope. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm already up here in this strange area where like the VIPs are. And so I decide maybe I should probably talk to Fantasia, Mickey Mouse over here. And so I go up and introduce myself. Put out my hand. Ooh, that's a big move. I'm going to do it. Put up my hand. Hi.
And they turn to look at you and says, Aurelio Valentin or Claudia Bavari.
Oh, see that you might frequent the labyrinth. I'm surprised I haven't seen you before. I'm sure you probably have ways of disguising yourself.
I don't need to disguise myself.
Oh,
It seems like you have been hiding from yourself for a very long time. And you see Sophia stand up and starts to walk towards you as you're talking to him.
mm-hmm.
And they go, "You believe yourself to be protected. You're
Protected.
only sheltering yourself from a world of knowledge that will free you from the shackles that have been put upon you since your younger years. I am Vega. You will see me soon." Drops your hand, sits back down, and Sophia's like,
I feel flustered. Shake it off and notice that he's probably already left, or they've already left, and so I see Sophia beckoning me over, and so I head over to Sophia.
"What did he say to you?"
You look fabulous. By the way, also,
"I always look fabulous." You're trying to change the subject. What did he say to you?
no, yes, that's true. I tried to read me, but not like the savage read me, but like really felt like he was like peering into my soul for a second. I'm still reeling from that. Said that I
Stay
was
away from
hiding from myself, feeling protected. I don't really know what that means, and I'll gesture down to the injury that's concealed by makeup and be like, if I was protected, you know who would have had my back.
He wants something from you, and you should not let him have it.
Would it be that bad though? Would it?
Yes.
Why?
Because they will want your blood.
I mean, would that be that bad?
I know I've taught you better than this.
I know what that means. I don't want to be blood bonded or anything like that, but like, I know I've learned a lot from you. Can you teach me what they can?
No, but I could find someone. And as she's saying this, that TV comes on. He slid into the room and it's on. And it almost sounds like this TV has been hooked up to a mic. And the person who brought this in looks over at you, Oscar, and just gives you a little wink. And the TV comes on. And you hear the voice before you upon hearing the voice, you immediately recognize who this is. "Hi, everyone. It's Amber." She's like,
Okay.
"So obviously I wasn't invited to come to this Elysium thing that you all have going on, but that's fine. I figured that even though I wasn't invited, I will bring a bit of peace and serenity to your lives because clearly you all are very stressed out and you need something better for yourselves. And so I brought a friend to help me out. And you see a person come up from behind Amber, and it's a woman. She looks maybe Spanish descent, and she sits down in a chair in front of the television, and she says, "You all are to leave the city." And you feel like this is a command.
Oh, are you going to make us do what I think you're going to make us do?
Not tonight, because this is where we're
Okay.
going to end our session.
God damn it.
Oh lordy.
So everyone in here is going to be rolling to resist this. She has the power that you can clearly feel to use her dominating powers through technology. Happy Elysium,
I got out
everyone.
of dodge.
Oscar, what the fuck? You better come check your children.
Oscar, who have you been hanging out with?
Y'all hang out.
Apparently the fuck not.
So, thank you all for coming out tonight.
Damn it.
This is a to be continued episode, of course. It's like what I like to do. But I felt like we're getting so deep into things that I couldn't just leave this and just and they all went happily home after. No. There's shenanigans afoot. And thus, we will see what happens next week. So, how we feeling, players? Was that good? Feeling good about Elysium?
Oh my god, fuck off. We're keep playing for 30 more minutes.
I know.
We got time. It's fine.
Oh my god.
No. We gotta have stuff for next week. So
have I had this makeup on all day? Yes. Do I care? No. We keep playing right now.
I mean, it's gonna be a struggle getting this off. Might as well use it.
All right. So we're gonna let everybody tell you who they are, where you can find them, and what they're up to. Going around the table, and we'll start with Ivy.
Hi, I'm Ivy. You can find me at IVM2757 on Twitter, IVM_57 on TikTok. I have a Ko-fi and an Amazon wishlist for cosplay endeavors. I will probably be doing content on there from our games very soon, and Maverick is going to show up there once I get the fucking contacts in the wig. Yeah, that's kind of it at the moment. You can find me here on Saturdays and you're here. And we are currently in the process of figuring our every other Friday game, so I will probably be on that when that comes around. Oh yeah.
Cool beans. Juice.
Hi, I'm Juice, no pronouns, just Juice. I have played your Tremere Aurelio Valentin, aka Cari Bravati. And you can find me here on Saturday nights playing what you just witnessed, or on Thursdays, where you can watch me playing as Ocasio, our Harangan Gloomstalker Ranger, in the Tales of Faerun, who's apparently not been wise or smart enough to recognize that they may have just made a deal with a Fae entity. See how that goes. The fuck? Thanks, bye. Oh, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TheJuiceTM.
Yes, and y'all will find all of the links over in the chat. Mikey Mike's not with us, but I will drop links to all of his stuff in the chat as well. And we'll move on to Lonzo.
How we doing all? I am Lonzo Gonzo. I've been playing Oscar Leon Ponce, a Ravno hacker kindred who gets winked when someone wheels a TV in front. I'm not sure if that was necessarily needed or not. They just wheel the TV in front. No big deal. But you can find me on Twitter at Lonzo Gonzo. You can find me on Twitch at Lonzo Gonzo _, where I stream every once in a while, starting to be a little bit more frequent. We will be ending up probably finishing Ghost of Tsushima. It kind of seems like that's where we're heading to. So let's see how much longer we have to go for that. After that, I might do Horizon Zero Dawn because I've been enjoying playing that offline. And we'll go from there.
Excellent. That would be Farah up next.
Hi, I'm Fair. I've been Katura Baptiste, your Hekata social media influencer who is currently booking a flight out of Philly, maybe. You can follow me on Twitter at Fairbear. Thursday nights, you can also find me over on the Greater Restoration crew for Tales of Faerun, where I play Princess Nouvelle Dustain, your Arcane Trickster Rogue. Fridays, you can find me on Chaotic Tiefling ATL, 8 p.m. Eastern, for our Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign. And then Saturdays, I'm obviously here. But you should follow me on Twitter because I have some other stuff coming up that hasn't been announced soon, and that's where you'll know what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
Indeed. Liz.
Liz, Fuzzy Slippers 05, wherever you want to find me. Mostly I'm here on Saturdays and whenever we decide to play another game and figure out what the heck's going on with that. You can also find me on TikTok where I mostly talk about this and my kid.
Excellent. And that leaves me. I'm Prince, also known as Simple the Dice around the internet, and that's where you can find me. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. Maybe even TikTok soon. I've been working on some stuff that I want to post on there. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm good at it. Because you get that first time poster boost thing, and I'm trying to make sure some G shit. So we'll see how that works out. You can find me tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time for Wayward Revelry, a D&D 5e while Beyond the Witchlight campaign where I am the Dungeon Master. That is 11 a.m. Eastern time. If you can't catch it live, because I know this is a little early for some folks, you can always watch it on our YouTube. We'll have the episodes up there. You can also watch them on my Twitch channel. I am involved in a bunch of stuff and things. We should be back on Nualia, the Red Wall campaign this coming Tuesday. You'll catch me over on Faithforge Academy for I believe the next 3 weeks for the Reclamation Project. And I was Spider-Man last night. So if you didn't catch up with that over on Kieran Coffer Studios, you can watch me play Spider-Man as Miles Morales. And then as always on Saturdays, we're here. And you can also find me over on Vancouver by Night as Seneschal Jack Hato. And pretty big old weeb. He really is. He was doing like Naruto runs and cutting things heads off with swords. So yeah. So with that, we're going to find someone to raid. And we will see y'all next week. Hope y'all had a good night. And stay thirsty, family. Whatever.
Family.
Fam.
Fam.